Hey, this is David Dixon. I'm the pastor of care and counseling here at Carmel, and here with Wendy Scanderi, who is really everything children. So she's our minister of care and counseling, also a director of the counseling center at Carmel. And we're going to talk a little bit about parenting today. And during the COVID crisis, how to parent our children better. And I think maybe the first question I'd ask you, Wendy, is what are some of the challenges probably parents are experiencing during this the COVID crisis that we're going through?
That's a poignant question because I think parents are pretty exhausted right now, most of them. I think some of the challenges are dealing with suddenly 24/7 parenting. There are no breaks. It's hard to have time alone. It's hard to have time alone with the Lord, time with spouse alone, and then time alone as just to regroup in order to be able to continue parenting strong. So our parents, I think, are exhausted. And I think this level of stress and exhaustion is also creating challenges for irritability, impatience, being curt with our kids. And then you can also have the flip side where the parent is so exhausted and worn out that there's a shutdown, there's an apathy, a sense of struggling to even stay attuned with your child and care about what your child's needs are currently. So I think our parents might be really struggling during this time.
Do you have any advice or maybe some healthy parenting practices that parents can actually do in the home during the stay-at-home order that would be helpful to those that might be viewing this?
Sure. What comes to mind is that the healthy parenting practices during this time are very similar to healthy practices outside of this crisis and pandemic time. So what I mean by that is balance. I think the Lord has really given us a system of balance that helps us be healthy as parents. That looks like putting God first, putting our spouses next, and then the priority of the family and the children. And out of that balance comes the ability to parent with more energy and strength and patience, etc. So I think now is the time, just as it is during times when we're busy and going about our lives outside of our homes, it's a time to make sure we're taking priority to spend some time with the Lord first, which means your children can have a few minutes of playtime separately from you. They can be set up to be creative in another room or have some quiet time in another room while you get your quiet time. I think that's important to start your day with, if at all possible. I also think it's important to spend time with your spouse. And that might be after the kids go to bed. It might be later. If you've got older kids, it might be that you need to say, okay, I've made dinner for everybody, but mom and dad are going to take dinner in this room and have some quiet time together. Just interrupt us only if the house is burning down, kind of thing. So you need time with your spouse, and that will help you then be able to enter in and pay attention to the kids' needs and give them the attention they need too. I would say another thing that comes to mind is good repair. So when we as parents, and we all get short and irritable and impatient with our kids or angry or curt, when we have these experiences, it's really, really important that we're willing to come and apologize, ask for forgiveness, and reset the relationship, reconnect with our child who we have lashed out at or had a response that is less than encouraging and uplifting.
That's good advice. So if we all have bad days or bad weeks as parents, with our kids, but what would be some red flags that might lead parents to come in and talk with someone via telehealth that we're doing now at the counseling center. What might be some red flags that say, hey, this kind of moves it from this place of normalcy, it's a bad day, it's a bad week of parenting, to, oh, I really might need to talk to someone.
You are absolutely correct in that it's normal for all of us to have bad days, bad moments. We're not going to be able to consistently be positive parents right now. But when you are struggling to have those moments of positive parenting with your child, when the norm is the irritation and the norm is impatience, and the norm for you is really even a sense of, like I said before, shutdown, where you don't really care and you don't really feel for anything regarding your kids, I would say those are some pretty big warning signs to say, hey, let me just reach out and get some help on either general parenting or how I'm feeling as a parent and what I need in order to be able to give as a parent to my child. So I would say then do reach out. We can help with all types of parenting concerns, those that are during this crisis and relate to this crisis, and those that are outside of the crisis as far as that subject. So you could go to our counseling website and contact us from there. That is www.carmelcounselingcenter.org. You can also email directly with an inquiry to get started, and you can email to counseling inquiry at carmelbaptist.org.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Wendy. Thanks for your time today. Have a great day.
Mm-hmm.
See you.
You too.